Hello, my name is Tim. My company is Sports and Touring. We are Jaguar F-Type specialists, and it's my great pleasure to show you another beautiful coupe. This time it's a 2014 car in Stratus Grey on 20-inch Tornado wheels in gloss black. And the special feature about this car, which I love in particular, is that it's got the full extended leather interior in red with performance seats. From the growler emblem on the nose of an F-Type to the shiny tips of the exhaust pipes, it's a car which delivers basically the Jaguar brand in a beautiful package. And the Jaguar brand is a brand built on performance, on engineering, on aesthetics, and most of all, a brand built by engaging the driver in his or her machine to the maximum extent possible. It's a brand also built on a very rich heritage of racing success. And when Jaguar decided that they would go ahead and design, develop and manufacture the F-Type, it was a crucial moment for the company. If they'd got it wrong, it could have spelt the end. But they didn't. They got it right. They got it very, very right indeed. And having spoken about the F-Type in general, it's now a pleasure to talk about this one in particular. It's a two-owner car, although, as you may know from other videos that you've seen us do, I don't set great store by owners, but when it's a two-owner car that has been as diligently cared for as this one, then that can only be a good thing. It's in fabulous condition. The paintwork is truly stunning, lustrous, shiny and deep. The condition throughout is exemplary, and the specification on this particular car is very special too. Let's take a look inside. The car comes, of course, with two remote key fobs and the owner's book pack. And amongst the options, we have keyless entry, so no need to have the fob in your hand. In fact, you can simply press the button on the door handle if you prefer, and we'll see the power fold mirrors move into position and the door unlocks and the handle pops out so that we can open the car and look at this beautiful interior. Now, I will be the first to say that this is not for everyone. There will be those who prefer an aesthetic which isn't quite so sharp. But I absolutely adore the way that the red extended leather on these performance seats works with and balances the grey and black tones of the dashboard and carpet and the grey tone of the beautiful Morzine headlining on this car. It really does work for me. And this is an aesthetic which I could very easily have in my life, and it would add something to my day every time I got in or out of this car. Options-wise, by the way, they are the full memory seat package there, and the little label there as well tells us that we have Meridian Sound, the 380-watt system. Sitting down into the cockpit, and it's a great place to be. I love the F-Type cockpit. The aesthetic, the design, the ergonomics are all very well refined indeed. And the pleasure just of sitting in this comfortable seat with this technology is there before you even start the engine and get underway and feel how this car is to drive. It's a practical car as well. Looking around the cockpit, we've got a handy stowage between the headrests. Under the armrest there, we've got another cubby hole with USB sockets, 12-volt supply, and an audio input for the infotainment. Twin cup holders, hidden under there, of course. And then in the center console here, we've got Eco Stop Start, the deployable spoiler on the boot lid. We've got traction control on/off, and the switchable active sports exhaust, which is another option on this car, a very desirable option at that. Electronic parking brake, and then we've got the shift stick and the driving mode selector, and I'm going to start the car up so that we can talk about those in a little bit more detail. As we start up, which is on the push button there, of course, we'll see the instrument binnacle do its little flying display. And the centre vent rises up into position for the air conditioning. So the shift stick then, I've got the door open, so we'll get a little chime to warn us when I move it into drive, but we can deal with that in a moment. And you can see that from drive position, we move across left into sport. We can now shift up and down the gearbox like so. And we also have, of course, the flappy paddles there in order to shift gear at any time without taking hands off the steering wheel. The gear mode selector then is different to the driving mode selector. Gears, sports or drive. Driving mode is either normal, or as I call it, vanilla mode, or we can switch into dynamic mode like so. We watch the instrument binnacle turn red and we get dynamic mode confirmed up there to tell us we're now in full-on tutti frutti driving mode, and we can deselect again there. Dynamic mode goes off, and indeed if we're in challenging conditions we can move the switch the other way, and you can just see the caption there saying rain, ice, snow mode confirmed. That's a very useful mode. It really is a help if you're in slippery conditions. Other options on this car then, we've got the electrically heated front windscreen with timer and dual zone climate, so your passenger and you as the driver can enjoy the different temperatures that you select. And then the very fully featured infotainment system. We have audio with Bluetooth, DAB radio, FM radio, and also DVD, CD, iPod, USB, and you can store CDs on this system as well. We've got satellite navigation, of course, very fully featured. That will guide you to your destination. We have the climate control there as well, and of course Bluetooth telephony so that you can make and receive calls seamlessly on the move. On the steering wheel, infotainment and Bluetooth telephony buttons on the left. We have the automatic headlamps on the left as well, and on the right the switch for the heated steering wheel, which is another very desirable option on this F-Type. An amazing experience in the winter when it's cold to get into a car and have a warm steering wheel to grasp, I can tell you. And then we have the rain sensitive wipers over on the right hand stalk. It's a beautiful cockpit, it's a great car to drive, and as you can see throughout this video, the condition of this particular F-Type really is sensational. It's such a pleasure to have this one here in our stock at Trinley. The wheels on this F-Type are the 20-inch Tornado design, this beautiful design with the machine screws around the rim. In gloss black, they're in fabulous condition. Tyres on this F-Type are Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3, and that is a performance tyre chosen by many motorists for its grip and handling both in the wet and the dry. Brand new tyres on the front and plentiful tread remaining on the rear. The passenger side of this F-Type again is genuinely stunning. The condition of the door card, the carpet, the dashboard, and this beautiful performance seat is exemplary. There's no other word for it. I'm not being over effusive in my praise because it's a car that we're selling. It genuinely is in stunning condition. And look here, for example, at the scuff plate, which has not lived up to its name. It isn't scuffed. This is a car which has been kept carefully, driven carefully. I dare say it's seldom had passengers in the left seat, in fact. A lot of sports coupes suffer from having too little boot space, but the F-Type design has incorporated plenty of room, over 300 litres of boot space, in fact. It's not a straightforward rectangular shaped boot, so you do need to pack in soft bags rather than hard-sided suitcases. But you can see there it extends right behind the rear wheel arches, and friends of mine have gone on long touring holidays in F-Types without any problems getting all of their luggage in, or indeed bringing back a few bottles of wine and souvenirs. So this is a car which could either be your weekend pleasure, it could be the car for your European Grand Tour, or it could be your daily driver too. Under the bonnet, and there is Jaguar's supercharged V6 power plant, 3 litres, producing 340 horsepower, and that's enough to drive this car from 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds. through the 8-speed automatic gearbox, of course, and onto a top speed of 161 miles an hour. You can see that under the bonnet everything is in as good condition as it is throughout the rest of the car. It looks splendid, everything is correct. This car's passed all of our technical inspections without a hitch, and it has been serviced every single year by Jaguar main dealers. So it does come with the very desirable full main dealer service history. So thank you ever so much for watching. It's been a huge pleasure to show you another beautiful F-Type. We are sports and touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire. We're open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome indeed to telephone, email or WhatsApp us with any inquiries, or if you'd like to arrange to see the car either in person or by video call. We can send you details of the Google Drive that we keep for each of our cars, where you can see high-resolution photos, which you can actually zoom in on, and also PDF copies of important documents. If you've got a car to dispose of, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA. Please do take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. We're extremely proud of how our previous customers feel about us, and I do hope then that I'll hear from you very soon.